Oh, is that actually Sammo Hung? That's a stunt double. The man can move. I saw like hibachi grilling, man. Damn. Slapped him around like Donkey Kong. The double kick sexy. That's a thing. Hey, what's up guys? It's John, aka Bruce Lee. Thanks for joining me today. Today we're looking at Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Stars final fights. It's a classic 80s Hong Kong action comedy. Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung. I can't wait to get started. This was a recommendation for one of you guys at home, so please keep commenting because I super appreciate and I love interacting with each and every one of you. We're going to give this a rating based on 2 criteria. 1 out of 10 based on realism, how realistic we think the fight scenes are, and how entertaining it is, since that's the main objective of any movie. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the video. Let's get started right now. Okay. Nice kick. Ooh, that's fast. Nice. Should have the rear naked soon. What? Oh, okay. That was sweet. I really enjoyed that sequence. The one thing I thought that was a little bit of a stretch, I'll show you guys here. So let's back it up. It's good swipes, decent kick, and when you get that position right here, be kind of like a rear naked choke. So this guy's arm is right around the guy's neck, so he almost has to choke through, and he's trying to lock up the hands a little bit. Now the guy with the mustache in front, he ends up elbowing his way out, but it doesn't make sense because if you back up a bit, watch where the knee goes. So the knee went forward, right? So if I have a guy and I'm pulling him by the neck here and my knee is pushing him forward, how is his elbow reaching me all the way that distance, right? So it doesn't really make too much sense. Actually, I still not the correct way necessarily to do a rear naked choke. What we should be doing actually is getting the arms locked in and then getting the body close to control the hips and preferably the legs so that the guy isn't like squirming out of this. This guy, I'm not saying he couldn't have gotten out. He could have just squirmed out for sure, but it's a little weird they could generate enough force to elbow a guy off of him when the knee's being pressed into his spine and he's being pushed forward, right? So that was maybe a bit of a stretch, but super cool sequence. A super cool sequence. Yeah, like that. I don't know how you even generate enough power, but this was cool. Elbow into a flying roundhouse, or like more like a snap kick. Oh, Jackie Chan bleeding. I don't even know what's happening. His name is Muscles. Oh, the guy pulls out twin sai. Interesting. Good way to cut the distance. Ooh. That's cool. That guy's fast with that. Oh. Let's back up a second here. So like this sequence here that we has, that he's swiping through, and then like kind of like he punches him and then flicks the dagger to get him with the sharp end. It's very like, you know, I'm not a twin sai expert, everyone, so don't quote me on some of this stuff. Just from my understanding, like the twin sai, it's a really effective weapon because obviously the shape of it, like it's like what like Raphael from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles uses, obviously, right? And I missed that show. Anyways, so the prongs that come out, they're meant for like grappling, so you can actually it can hook on to people's wrists, hands, or usually their other like the weapon that they're carrying. And then you can actually use the side of the prong as like a brass knuckle when you punch. You can use the hilt or the pommel as part of like a jabbing mechanism here, and it's meant to like to rotate in your hands constantly to go from like a blunt instrument to a hooking instrument to a sharp instrument. So it's really, really tricky to have to fight against. So that's super cool. And actually, a fun fact I learned quite a long time ago is that Raphael from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles couldn't actually properly wield twin sai, because he only has 3 like big fat fingers, and you do need the dexterity of 5 fingers to use it its full effect. Because like there's a lot of times that you hook your finger, like whether it's 1 or 2 or like 3, like including your thumb, around like the prongs of it, and then like the remaining fingers need to like something needs to hold on to the actual hilt or dagger itself. So you do need a lot of digits to properly use a twin sai. So fun fact for y'all. Let's get back to the video. Oh, they pushed Sammo out. You know what's funny is if you watch like in Blood Diamond, Leonardo DiCaprio like rolls away from a gunshot. That's all you need to do is like roll like somersault on the ground. You don't need to like jump up in the air that high. Uh-oh. Yeah, a really like a proper gunman would definitely be counting his shots, so that doesn't happen to him. But you know, oh well. Challenge him to hand to hand. So what Sammo should be doing, by the way, though, guys, is just charging him right away and not leading him in. Because how do we know that this guy in the suit doesn't have another clip? And while you're standing there being like, huh! Right? He could just be like, and just shoot you again, right? Like, close the distance and disarm him. But he's lucky the guy doesn't have a new weapon, new clip. So, let's see how the hand-to-hand goes. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the video so far. If so, please leave a like, because it means a lot to me and supports the channel big time. And please consider subscribing so I can hang out with you again. For now, let's get back to the video. It's a good spin kick. Right off the bat, I can tell this blonde hair guy has a karate background because the way he spins, his stance, and the way he directs the propulsion of his punches, it's very classic karate style. Nice front kick. I like what he did there too, so let's back up for a few seconds. The second he hits Sammo onto the higher platform, he runs up to meet him at the same level. You don't necessarily want to give a guy the higher ground. You know, they say that in like whether you're fighting with swords and arrows or you know what I mean, like or a hand to hand. Like the high ground is definitely an advantage because you have gravity to assist you. So meeting up with him as soon as possible is the right thing to do. A little tactic thing. Nice fake front kick. Going straight. You see that kind of straight karate style punches, drives a lot of forward power.
Painful. Let's go.
It's good. Another good feint.
How about now?
That was a really good spin kick, by the way. I want to see Sammo's spin side kick there. That's the nice drive and power. Like obviously he pulled it so he wouldn't hurt the actor, but the form was really good. And you know what's funny about this is like the whole like wiping blood on someone. Like if you're, you know, if this guy, I don't know, maybe he's an assassin or he has a gun. You know, he's trained to like shoot it or like fight people. Like I don't like get bothered by blood like that because like in sparring, like people bleed on you like all the time. So it's kind of funny how that works. But he does seem like a little bit of a pretty boy. So yeah, maybe. You know, it's like he's worried about blood in his fingers, but he'll wipe it on his suit. You know, it just doesn't really make sense. Oh! I would never let someone just take their jacket off without taking a punch or something, or me close the distance in some way, but that's why it's action comedy. This is why it's Hong Kong style. That's pretty funny, though. Nice. Nice spin. It's good roundhouse. Front kick. So, that front kick there that he lands, it'd be the last kick, and then Sammo flick, you know, he does like a backflip. Like, there's no way a front kick would actually like flip you over like that in the air. But what they do have a good grasp on here is that, you know, especially with Karate Kaz, I find their front kicks like hurt. Like, you know, every martial art has like its pros and cons, but I find a lot of like the straightforward motions from karate style moves, like they have a lot of driving force, even compared to like the teeps I throw in Muay Thai, which mechanically is very, very similar. So the fact that he's doing a lot of damage, a lot of force with that front kick, like I fully believe that. Maybe not like a flip in the air, but yeah, if you let a karate guy do a solid like front kick on you, it's gonna hurt. Is it just me, or is it like those chairs in like every Chinese restaurant, even here in North America? Can't feel pain if you feel nothing at all. Ooh. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that double kick in the air. I don't find it drives that much more power. Like, I'd rather just do a front kick or a side kick with 1 foot planted and have, like, the driving force, like, pushing off the ground to propel the strike. I don't know if jumping really helps. And look at Sammo's back. So he does the kick, and now he has to, like, kind of take damage by landing on his butt and his spine. I don't find that too practical, but it makes for a good movie. Oh, the guy could have kip-upped. Stretch out those hips. Okay, now it's more kung fu style. It's a good roundhouse, good driving force, following through. Yeah, look, that chair, I swear, they have the same chair in every Chinese restaurant, man. What? Wait, well, someone comment below. Is that actually Sammo Hung? Is that a stunt double? The man can move. Nice block. So his back up super quick. So Sammo will block a punch and then bring up his knee and kind of like drive his heel to oppose the guy's kick. Right here. Bang, bang. So that right there where the guy's grabbing his knee, like the way you block that kick, like a Superfoot Wallace does stuff like that to throw you off guard. And that kind of it's called an oblique kick. They can absolutely stop a kick like that. It's very hard to time in real life though. I've tried it like a million times. I just hurt my foot most of the time. But super cool stuff they're adding in here. Ooh. Protect. Okay, get your hands up. Bruce Lee sidekick. He's gonna set up. Nice. Good knockout. What if this was like in a ring? Like if you do a sidekick into someone the way he did and drove someone to the ropes, and they can in this case he bounced off the wall and then walked into an uppercut. But if that was the ropes, that's super realistic. Like if you sidekick someone, they bounce off and they kind of elastic off the rope and they walk into a big punch, whether it's uppercut, cross, doesn't matter. Like for me, that's almost always like a knockout. So they really incorporate a lot of like, you know, in this this kind of like stunt, they incorporate a lot of actual fight stuff that I really appreciate. Oh, interesting. This guy's good with his twin sai, and Jackie Chan's holding his own. So, quick thing there though, guys, that's not realistic is let's play it again. But you know, I'm not a twin sai or a sword master by any means, but the twin sai katas. So kata is a Japanese word for form. So the sword forms from a twin sai, they're dual wield, which means that you want to be ambidextrous and that your left hand should be just as good as your right. And when you have your dual wielder, why use one blade at a time? The katas for the twin sai, they swipe simultaneously, whether they're kind of like crossing at the same time or crossing like kind of across like this. Like they're always using both blades or both hands at the same time. It's not always a tip. Like it's not always stabbing with a tip there. Sometimes it's like it's a punch with one, or I need to make sure I'm in the camera. Sometimes it's a punch and like a swipe with one hand. Sometimes it's a swipe with both hands. Sometimes it's a double punch. But with the dual wield weapon like the twin sai, you want to be using both hands in your offense and both hands in the defense. That's kind of how the twin sai works from my understanding. And if you watch closely here, he's throwing one arm at a time to give Jackie Chan a chance to block and react to it. In real life, like it's highly doubtful for me that if you're unarmed, like if you don't at least pick up a chair or something, you're not being able to stop an onslaught of twin sai attacks because they're so fast and there's so many different angles and you can't block it with just your wrists. Like you can't intercept it properly. Like it's like if it was a long sword, maybe you could like a bat kind of shape. Maybe you could grab someone's hand in time, but like you can't wrist block that many times against twin sai. It just doesn't work. So watch closely here. You see, he's just using one hand typically at a time. Right, like that the regular katas. The katas he's using is he's using a dagger kata, one-handed and just switching hands in between. It's not a dual wield kata. What's hurting Jackie right now? I love the guy's kicks though. See that one swipe there, he was like wham, like those are more common in the 5 main katas of the twin sai. There's a few others, like I don't really know all of them, but like again, base and rudimentary understanding, like you're using both hands at the same time, and he barely does that because when you use one hand, like it just gives like the other opponent a chance to block it if they're unarmed. Alright, like one at a time. You get a chair, you need a weapon, unfortunately. Like, bang, bang, bang. Not how you use Twin Sai. Oh, nice. Oh, they seem so plastic there. Like, watch the noise they make. It makes it sound like toy. Well, they might be toys. I don't know. To be fair, like using it as a dagger, the guy's really good with it. I love his spin kicks. Oh, he got shot in the shoulder. Okay. What? Squat racks? Interesting. That's flex. Yo! Alright, Sam. Yo, I swear it's like you know that thing where like the Japanese guy in the middle of the restaurant, he cooks in the middle of the restaurant, and then you eat your dinner like in front of him. He kind of puts on a show with the knives. What's it called? Hibachi. It's like a hibachi. Like this whole thing is like a. I swear it's like hibachi grilling, man. Well, it's also realistic about this, guys. That like I don't know, like I would normally carry like one badminton or squat racket with me at a time, but it's good that Sammo has two because it is like historically it is hard. Like the reason that the twin side, like it's a short range weapon, but it's effective because most people would carry one sword or one spear against it, and any dual wield has a major advantage if they're skilled against like two weapons. Is a lot of times better than one. It's just kind of how it works. So the fact that Sammo has two of the rackets is gonna be a huge help to him, because yeah, it's hard to fight a dual wielder in a lot of ways. It takes a lot of different sword forms. Took 5 guys to tie him up. The range of those squat rackets is pretty good, I guess. Nice. Sammo's good. Oh, damn. He slapped him around like Donkey Kong. Nice. Jumping front kick, very Senchai-like. Very cool, and it does have the distance he traveled. If I did that kind of a jumping front kick and I had room to move, you'd absolutely send someone flying that far, if not farther. That's very real. I think we're missing one guy. Wasn't it the purple shirt guy? Oh, here he is. So these are a lot more. Oh, that was a cool double kick. One to fake, one to hit. This is a lot more kung fu style. Nice. The guy's trying to escape. Oh! That's kind of Wing Chun style right there. Failed an arm lock, but these kicks are super cool. I find the jumping double kick, again, like, for me, right here, I'd rather just do the regular Bruce Lee side kick. Like, have one foot down and generate more force, but the double kick sexy. That's the thing. Yeah, if your back's against the wall, you're kind of just like punching like this. It doesn't have that much driving force to push a guy back this far. Everything else about the sequence, though, like, very cool. Like the elbow blocks, attempted arm locks, punches. Oh. So that was it, guys, for Twinkle Twinkle Lucky Stars. Thank you so much for recommending this video. I actually have seen this movie when I was a kid. I just kind of forgot about it, and you know, seeing Sammo Hung back in overalls really takes me back. So I love this scene. There's a few things, again, that's unrealistic. I'm not a twin side expert, but I felt like this guy, when he was defending, the way he used both swords every time to redirect, hook, or to block, I thought that was real. I thought the offense seemed a little bit weird. Like, I don't think that's how you're supposed to really use the twin side in their kata form. It kind of seemed like he's using like dagger katas, but like one at a time to give a person, the other people, like a chance to react to it properly. In a way that doesn't like have the main character lose, right? You gotta have that, some of that plot armor. But comment below what you guys thought. If you thought, if you disagree, if you know more about Twin Side and you think that was realistic, like, please educate me. Like, I'd love to learn from you guys and interact with y'all. Let's give it a ratings based on 1 to 10. Realism and entertainment. I'm gonna give this 8 out of 10 on realism. I thought it was very, very realistic. The kicks, the punches, the karate guy, the Wing Chun, or like the Kung Fu guys, Sammo here, like they all know what they're doing. The only 2 points I took off, like one, I personally felt like the twin size weren't like crazy, and then the other one is like some of the grappling, like the rear naked choke, and like the clinching was a little sloppy. Well, not sloppy, like it'd be sloppy if they're trying to fight like life or death, but for the sake of the movie I think it looked crisp, don't get me wrong, but just on the realism factor. In terms of entertainment, that's gotta be a 10. That's gotta be a 10. Like, it's so good, so fun to watch, and they sprinkle on the comedy so well. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Let me know what your ratings were below. Please leave a like and subscribe so I can hang out with you again. Let's do that, and Bruce Lee is out.